Hello, YouTube world. Thanks for checking in the Khaliis take. Now, this take here, we'll be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Utah Jazz reaction game. And my reaction to that and my take on this is, I don't give a damn if you don't have Anthony Davis. I don't give a damn if you don't have Dennis Schroeder. Because you know what them two players can't help you with? They can't help you play with effort. And clearly tonight, you played with no effort. You went up against a Utah Jazz team that everybody knows they have the best record in the NBA. So everybody that plays them is gunning for them, gunning to take them down. You came out in this game flat. You came out flat in a game against the so-called best team in the NBA record-wise. And you had no energy. It's almost as if you didn't even give them a run. I think Mike Conley started off the game 5 for 5, didn't even miss a shot. Donovan Mitchell actually struggled this game. Let that sink in. Donovan Mitchell, their superstar, actually struggled this game, and they still beat y'all by 25 points. Unbelievable. And this is what I talk about, and this is what I think about the Lakers. You know, the Lakers are a really top-heavy team. You know, I think they're riding off the wave of last year a little too much. I think they need to let that go and realize this is a new season. And if you don't show up and play the way you're supposed to, you're not going to win another championship. Now, I do realize AD is out, like I said, and Dennis Schroeder, but they don't make up for effort. You got KCP. Last year in the bubble, KCP looked like, you know, Ray Allen out there shooting the threes last year in the bubble. You know, you got this Caruso kid. He's out here making commercials like he's a superstar or something like that, and we all know he's not. The Taylor Horton guy you got, I mean, he's pretty decent, but I really don't see much in him either. I think he's just a decent piece for y'all. Marc Gasol, I mean, I almost feel like trading for him or getting him was a waste. He is just not produced. He has not looked like himself. He looks like a shell of himself. He doesn't even look like the Marc Gasol from 2 years ago with Toronto. See, when Kawhi had Marc Gasol was at his best. Now LeBron got Marc Gasol a couple years later. Marc Gasol looks like he's at his worst. And to me, when I look at Marc Gasol play, it's almost as if he shouldn't even be out there. I don't even know why he even gets the minutes he get. I mean, I know they have to, you know, keep the roster, you know, filled, and I know they have to try to utilize the skills that he does have, but he just doesn't do them he doesn't even do them at an adequate level anymore, let alone a super high level. And then, you know, you got players like Wesley Matthews. I mean, the other night, Wesley Matthews played 27 minutes and didn't even have no points. That should never happen to a player of Wesley Matthews, well, used to be caliber. It's unreal that this team played with no effort tonight. And it's clear that they didn't play with no effort because, as I said, Donovan Mitchell didn't even go off. I mean, let that sink in. If Donovan Mitchell went off, they would have won by 35. But Donovan Mitchell cut y'all a break. He didn't even have his master plan type game that he usually has. And they still beat y'all by 25. Now, I know LeBron James says he's not tired. And I believe him to a degree, but I believe he's getting tired. But of course, LeBron's not going to tell the media that. He's not going to give them any more to talk about than what they should. LeBron is going to just play the best he can, keep it in, and fight as much as he can to keep his team within contention. But when you look at LeBron's assist total tonight, I think at one point when I looked in the game, he only had 4 assists like in the fourth quarter. But that ought to tell you, if LeBron only has 4 assists in the fourth quarter, nobody was hitting shots around him. Nobody was hitting shots. And he didn't even have a great game himself. But I don't get it. And then you're going to hear these analysts come tomorrow and say, oh, well, the Lakers were shorthanded, this, and that. Nobody cares about that. We only care about results. And if you're not taking this team, if this team ain't going out there competing as hard as they can, then it's all for nothing. It doesn't matter whether AD is there. I mean, the way they played tonight, honestly, I don't know if AD would have made that much of a difference. Because honestly, AD hasn't even really played that great this year. Analysts are saying it all over the place. AD is not the AD he was last year. He's not even playing his best basketball this season. So I'm not even sure if they would have won that game with Anthony Davis. I don't know, but like I said, the Lakers have a few issues they need to address. And Lakers fans, you don't have to acknowledge it if you don't want to, but it's true. I said before, they need to find a way to get rid of Marc Gasol and get somebody like Andre Drummond and get rid of Wesley Matthews. Because those two players are so non-productive, it really hurts your offense. And like I said, if KCP and them is not knocking down hella shots, you could find yourself in every game going into overtime when you shouldn't. I mean, they went to overtime with Oklahoma City Thunder, I think, earlier this season, like once or twice, you know, and almost lost to the Thunder twice in 1 week. But LeBron pulled out his heroics and, you know, it worked out. But it shouldn't have to come to that. And that's where I'm at with it. So, like I said, I'm just going to see how this team plays going forward. I hope they get better. I mean, I hope they get healthier. I mean, more so than anything. And I'm going to need KCP and all those other guys to show up the way they did last year in the bubble. Because, see, in the bubble is one thing. But when you do it now, it's different. Maybe the bubble benefited the Lakers a lot more just because of LeBron motivating them the way he did, and they got the championship, and the Clippers they never had a chance to see the Clippers because they got, you know, lucky and didn't have to face them. But this ain't the bubble. And all them shots KCP was hitting last year, he looks awfully cold to me this year. Caruso, he's doing not bad, but still, it's not enough. So I'm going to say this. If you're not going to give effort just because AD is not there, well, don't expect for AD to come back. If you don't expect to win games or win a championship just because AD comes back, if you don't want to play with effort. Because this game, they should at least play with more effort, and they should have made it a little bit more competitive. Nobody's saying the Lakers had to win, but you at least could have made it more competitive. And like I said, LeBron's not going to admit that he's tired, and he's probably not. But at the same time, he's getting close. So that's all I got on it, you know, as far as the situation. Just shout out to Utah, man. You know, I'm still not a big believer in Utah myself, but at the same time, you know, they did get the victory tonight. You know, shout out to them. Got to give them credit. And like I said, every player I looked at on Utah was damn near in double figures. Almost every player was in double figures in Utah. Either they're that good, or the Lakers just really played that trash. They really played that poorly. But that's okay. You know, like I said, it's more season to go, and we'll see exactly, you know, how both of these teams end up seeding wise. And maybe they'll see each other again in the playoffs, and then we'll see, you know, who really owns the court then. But hey, you know what I'm saying? That's my take on it. Leave any comments in the comment section. You know what I say. Till next time.